This is Samuel Stokes from SamuelStokesMusic.com. Come visit me on the web. Back playing a little more Watch Dogs Legion. Started playing some last night. And here we are for some more. First thing I need to do is find a vehicle to nab. A lot of these vehicles appear to be self-driving and empty, which is interesting, because where in the world are they going? I guess these taxis, that sort of makes sense for them to be empty. Maybe they're going to pick somebody up. But they don't seem to have people in them very often. So I guess it's just a convenient vehicle that you can nab and take where you need to go. Nice thing about this, is I can also, once I set a location, it lets you auto drive to that location, which is good because I'm having trouble remembering which side of the road to drive on.
Auto drive now enabled.
So while it auto drives, I'll go ahead and post the link to this live stream. So I can figure out how.
You have reached your destination.
Alright,
In just 3
trying to
short
share.
years,
Copy
London
link.
has seen 15% of its workforce made redundant, and another 20% are expected to be added in the next 5 years.
So real quick,
as artificial intelligence
sharing the
advances
link.
on nearly every sector of the economy. Tonight on GBB, we examine how the
And
new
then we
age
will
of
get to the
automation is affecting the lives of Londoners who have lost or are about to lose their livelihoods.
Okay, just inviting some of the Hit Record crew on Facebook to come over and check out the Watch Dogs Legion live stream, episode 2. I'm becoming a serious live streamer here. This is actually not the first time I've live streamed, but essentially the first time I've live streamed. I practiced a few times playing Red Dead Redemption, just so that I could bring you this live stream, because, as I mentioned in the previous broadcast, I'm involved in Hit Record, and we, as a group, created 10 tracks for this video game. Oops. I'm running in circles here. Supposed to go to where that yellow hexagon is on the map. And I seem to keep missing it. Was it down below, maybe? Let me check the map. Oh, it appears to be at the other end of the bridge. Not sure why it disappears when I get to a certain point here. I'm going to go to the other end of the bridge. Got to remember left side of the road. It's a little hard to remember for us Americans. A little bit of a culture shock.
The GPS history of the spy
there
bomb
we
we
go.
recovered regularly pinged these coordinates. Our mystery witness to the real bombers must have come to this lovely, damp location several times.
Oops.
Well, it's
I
a
meant
nice
to stop the
keep
car
things
before
on
I
the down
ditched
low.
it, but, you know,
Or to
it
discreetly dump a
happens.
body into the Thames.
Bags, how can I get in there?
I'm detecting a surveillance network guarding a space under this bridge. If you can patch into it, perhaps you can take a look inside.
This particular character, the particular character I'm playing is a construction worker, not just in disguise here. You actually recruit people around the world of London. And being a construction worker, she has access to certain things that other people might not have access to, and when there is a place where you have to sneak in, and when you enter as a construction worker, you might not be noticed as someone that shouldn't be there. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of this. That looks like a little hidden box underneath. Need to send my spider drone down there. See if I can get whatever that is. This is not a main mission item, I don't think, but it's
a thingy.
a thingy. Oh, good. Yeah, thought we could use a thingy. But yeah, it looks like probably one of the side quests that you have to pick up certain objects around the world, and there might be side missions you can do with them, things like that. Oops. Okay, I just want to recall my drone. There we go. And I don't need to be ducking right now anyway. Now, I should be able to somehow hack to get into this, but I'm not exactly sure how yet. You can see that there's... that requires a physical interaction, which means I actually need to be in there to be able to do that. I can't just do that remotely. So I need to figure out... And that also probably needs... Oops. Probably also needs physical interaction to be able to get to it. So the question is, how do I get in there to do that? I do not know the answer as of yet. Possible with a physical interaction, I might be able to send the drone in to do it, but I have to find a place that the drone can get in. They have barbed wire there, so I don't think I can throw the drone over that, but I'll try. Why not? Oh, maybe it worked. Maybe that's all I needed to do. Got to find out. Always got to try things. Drone maybe not tall enough to do it? Or maybe I have to hit the right button. I don't know. What happens down here? Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Stay controlling the drone. I don't seem to be getting a prompt to be able to do anything with that physically, but maybe this one? No, that's also... Oh, here we go. Interact with that, at least get something done here. So... Rootkit deployed. I guess we'll see what this does.
Looks like a secret bunker filled with police stuff. I think they've set up a clandestine station in here.
Well, if Albion was stomping all over your workplace, you'd find a different place to store your lunch too. And it seems our mystery officer was dedicated.
Hackable.
Definitely. What were they working on that led them to the drone attack?
The computer's dusty enough to kill an asthmatic, but there may still be something useful on it.
Like there's a ladder to get in here. Am I able to actually hack the computer? I don't see anything that I can hack doing this. Oh, there's something. What was that? Oh, okay, I guess it's doing it. Okay. Audio file.
This is Inspector Caitlin Lau. Well, former Inspector now. Since Albion's coup, the Met is no more. The police brass had already buried the evidence anyway. Everything implicating Albion and Clan Kelly in the bombings. But I know Mary Kelly's band of twats were involved, and they're involved in other crimes we can look into. Me and a few good mates are willing to go off book, going after Mary Kelly again. I'll never fucking learn, will I?
Oh, there we go. I can hack this. I don't know why I didn't see that before.
Inspector Caitlin Lau, video log. Clan Kelly and Albion are teamed up on some deal. I don't have all the details, but it looks to be human trafficking. The European Processing Center is the Albion angle. Since the bombings, they can grab anyone off the street. Call them illegal immigrants, potential DedSec insurgents, whatever. Though we know who the real danger is. So, Clan Kelly gets hold of these people, these immigrants, deportees, victims, really, and they're taking them somewhere. But where and why? It all comes back to the boss lady herself. I knew she was into something, but she wriggled off the hook. There's only one way I can do this. 24/7 surveillance on Mary Kelly. If I'm caught, well, this will be my last entry. But I have to see what she's hiding.
Okay. Interesting.
So, our mystery officer was Inspector Caitlin Lau. It sounds like Mary Kelly was her white whale, and her investigation led her to the bombings.
Oh, come on. We already have the Albion problem on our hands. Now there's the Kellys to deal with too.
It seems like 0 Days Web covers all of the unsavory bits of London. Tug on a thread, and it leads back to them. Clan Kelly and Albion included.
They're kidnapping people right off the street. We have to do something.
Inspector Lau mentioned Albion is running their part of the operation out of the EPC. Detectives like us call that a lead.
Indeed. Okay. What do I need to do next?
Auto drive now enabled.
DedSec chapter completed.
Woo!
Fantastic.
This is a blast. Got the hang of this DedSec thing. Please, sir, may I have another?
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
Not sure if I should say thanks, Bagley.
Some days may want to mute the robot as well, but it's more help than not.
Oops. Gonna run into that. Was that a police car? Wasn't really paying attention. Not a great driver in these games. I'm very uncareful.
And if Caitlin Lau's right, then this little nugget jumps to the front of the queue. We have reason to believe a former DedSec operative may still be alive, but missing inside the EPC.
Angel Lopez, not
It's went
but I won't
through
hold
a
back.
checkpoint. I need to watch out for those.
Looks like Angel got caught up in the immigration roundup,
I'm
which,
getting chased.
ironically, may be the only reason he escaped 0 Days DedSec purge.
Anti-immigrant sentiment has grown in London since the bombings. Albion fuels it. It allows them to send anyone they want to their brutal refugee camp.
We need to find Angel before they discover
I
this
see I
DedSec.
can lose the police.
This is kind of personal team. But finding his trail might just shed some light on the Albion Clan Kelly connection.
Shit. Well, good news, he's in the country, and no one's taking deportees from us. Bad news, the EPC sucks.
I've sent the details to your device and advised our contact at the EPC. They can get you inside. So, I've delved more into Caitlin Lau's investigation, and an enormous number of missing person cases center around the EPC. The inspector was definitely onto something.
Right. Better find our contact. Don't think Albion's above torture if they find out Angel's DedSec.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a sneaky way to get in here, but doesn't look like I can scale this wall. Oh, here's one way I can get in. Control this drone and jump on top of the thing, and then I can go over the wall. Yeah, it's a little tricky. You gotta switch back and forth a little bit. So, oh, I might have been able to use that forklift too. But you have options. So, hijack this thing. And I should be able to float over the wall and get to my destination here. As long as, you know, nobody shoots me or something. I need to go through that door. I'm getting spotted. I'm surprised I'm not getting spotted. Oh, I am now. Okay. Better get up. Maybe I can drop this cargo on him. That'd be funny. Let's see what happens. Oh! Yeah, I guess it. There you go. Whoa. Oh, where is he? Oh, I can't shoot while I'm on top of this thing, apparently. So I can either control the drone or shoot, so I have to get off of it to do anything else. I need to hide. Actually, I didn't mean to throw the drone, but I can use the drone. I might just be able to incapacitate this guy using the drone. So I can sneak up on him. Ah! Apparently didn't work, okay. Can I just get in? That's where I needed to be anyway. So as I was saying earlier, as a construction worker, you can get into certain areas, construction zones and whatnot. There's also a wreckage zone earlier. Looked like it was a disaster zone from a terrorist attack or something like that.
Off the books and everything, right?
And
I'm
I was
trying
able
be
to go
discreet
into
for
that
once.
site inconspicuously because I'm wearing
Come meet me on the rooftop. The only place here
wearing a
that doesn't smell
construction
like
uniform.
piss. Got some info for you.
The European Processing Centre. It processes deportees by stacking them up in squalid conditions and forgetting about them. But hey, it's to protect London, right?
So, yeah, before I talk to this guy, I just finished saying what I was saying. So by recruiting different people around the world, you're able to have different abilities and different sort of items and things that you can use, and expertises, and also the clothes that they were wearing, apparently also can get you into certain situations. So I assume, and you can also recruit police officers and stuff, get them to become turncoats and work for your operations. So it seems that some interesting potential for this idea of being able to recruit anyone in the world.
What's going on here?
This place is worse than a prison camp. Every day I see people come through here, torn from their homes and their families. But I'd rather stay and keep an eye on things. Maybe help out once in a while, like now.
Look at this place. So the government continues to get away with treating immigrants like garbage and feigning ignorance when they all go missing?
Yeah, well, people have been disappearing. Records say they have been processed, but it doesn't add up. No one ever properly leaves. And with the Kellys prowling around like fucking hyenas, I am not too optimistic about the people slipping through the cracks.
Whatever reeks of crime and misery has always got to be Mary Kelly. Not surprised.
True. Now, about your missing guy. The best place to start would be the EPC database. They keep a record of everyone that comes in. And be careful.
Pushing the location of the EPC database on your optic.
Okay, so on up there somewhere. I'll figure out how to get to it.
There will be a database here that we can search for evidence on Angel Lopez.
Apparently I'm being spotted. Uh-oh. I'm really being spotted. Get out of here! seems that a lot of the weapons in this game are designed for non-lethal kills. Now, I don't know. I think I have some sort of nail gun here. Not sure that that's non-lethal. Could potentially be lethal. Yeah, see, it's a nail gun. Don't really see that. Well, I mean, unless you were holding it up against somebody, and I could really kill somebody. But like if you're shooting it from a distance, I just can't imagine that. You know, it could hurt, but I don't know that you would really get a headshot kill from a nail gun. But this is not necessarily a game known for realism. A little bit fantastical in a lot of ways. Especially the fact that basically if you have line of sight of any sort of machine, you can hack it. Just about. Some things require a physical hack. It means you either need to be in the room or you need to have your drone in the room to be able to physically reach the item to hack it. Don't really know why sometimes you have to have physical contact to hack and sometimes you don't. Seems like it's mostly just for making a more interesting puzzle when you have to be able to physically reach something. Because sometimes that's the challenge, is figuring out how you're going to access a site that is beyond your reach.
Stop hiding from me.
Thought I had that one. I'll be ready for it to pop around here.
Investigating.
Hello, Corey. Thanks for joining. Trying to get a little further in this game. I think I'm about 4 hours or so in. I played for quite a while last night. Pretty excited to hear our music. Yeah, it is a pretty interesting game. You know, I've played the other two, and this builds on it in some interesting ways. It's interesting being able to recruit all kinds of different characters throughout the game. So I think that will be interesting. However, on the other hand, my concern is that by having a bunch of kind of more general characters like this, that it's going to be lacking on what the other games had, and having more of a narrative with a protagonist and, you know, whatnot, like standard storytelling devices and things. And now it seems like you have a lot of characters and it gives you a lot more... I'm about to get killed. Maybe gives you a lot more control over how the story progresses and how you get there. But I'm worried that the characters are all going to be more two-dimensional, essentially, not have much depth. And they won't really necessarily be that much of a part of the story, even though you're playing them and you're using them to complete story elements. So I don't know, we'll see. I think by doing one thing you might be giving up the other thing, but I could be wrong. You know, it just depends on how it plays out. It seems like and I've not quite figured out everybody's names yet, but you are getting instructions from this operative who may end up being more of the protagonist that has a background, and your characters are more supporting that protagonist. But I don't know. Not far enough in to have made that determination yet. Okay, it looks like we have a hole here that the drone can go through.
Itsy bitsy spider bot set off to do some stuff.
And I love this little spider drone thing. Looks like a six-legged spider. I guess it's not a proper arachnid. But yeah, I really like the look at the game, and I like the spider drone a lot. In the second game, there was one mission where you found this experimental spider like this, but it was giant. It was a big giant thing that had all kinds of guns and stuff on it, and you actually used it to like just lay waste to this factory of the bad guys, and that was pretty cool. But it was only one mission in the game. I was really surprised that you couldn't unlock it and do something with it, you know, after that. But actually, I don't know if I need to distract that guy or not. I assume I have to unlock this door somehow. Have to acquire the key. Figure out who has the key. Oh, maybe here? Yeah, I think that you're right, that play as anyone concept is definitely intriguing, you know, and I'm just figuring out how it's going to work in actual practice. I like the idea that
has been deleted from the
you
main
can
database, along with hundreds of others. Still very detailed. Even when committing
listen to what
crimes
they're
against
saying for a
humanity,
second
the
there.
government doesn't skimp on paperwork. Here is a recording labeled Exit Interview.
Yeah, I like the idea that you can play the story different ways, and it might be easier or harder depending on which characters you use to do it.
Don't go pissing me off by denying anything. We know
But,
you were with DedSec. Think you were picked up on some random sweep? Not a fucking chance.
But because of the story having to be that flexible,
Well, this is not gonna
I
go
just
well
wonder
for you
if
then, because I want information.
your
The rest of
character's
your
not
cell,
really
where
so
are
much a
they?
part of the
I want
narrative
nameless places,
as just kind of a
everything you've got.
supporting role.
You think I'm daft? I spill everything I know and what? You let me go?
Yeah, as far as the hit record tunes I've come across,
I don't think you do.
I think I found maybe 5 of them out of the 10.
Have an interesting way of
4 or 5, I
disposing
can't
of
remember now.
You think I'm scared of some fucking thugs?
But what I found,
Fuck you.
You're too
I'm
pretty
sort
for
of
that,
halfway
mate.
trying to listen to what's
First
going
they'll
on in the
peddle
story
you
here.
For dosh, right? Then, when you're used up, they're going to chop you up and send the pieces to the 4 corners.
I can take whatever you've got.
I almost feel sorry for you. Get him to the bloody clinic, then.
Shit.
He saw me
They
for a
knew he
second.
was
Actually, I
dead
should be
the
able to
whole time.
incapacitate this guy.
Doesn't look good for Angel.
The clinic
Even
keeps
though he
government
should
service
very
hours,
clearly have
which
seen me.
means it's closed.
I think I can
We'll
come
have
up
to find
behind him
Angel
and
the
take him
old-fashioned
down.
way and hack their CTOS hub.
That would be scary, have an electronic spider zap you in the face.
Deportation limbo, horrible living conditions, unexplained disappearances. It's almost as if the media are deliberately ignoring the situation here in favor of... Oh, look here, Beatrice Stokely, 89, recently took up kickboxing to fill up her days. Fascinating. If the EPC is a typical example of how humans treat each other, I'd say a benevolent AI overlord is a step up, wouldn't
Here I
you?
can get.
Hey, shut your mouth or whatever the equivalent is for you AIs.
And so what I've found with the music is that it appears the only way to access the music, at least from what I know so far, is to be riding in a vehicle. And in most vehicles, the radio is kind of automatically playing when you enter the vehicle. And it appears that, at least so far, that there are 7 radio stations that are available in any of the vehicles that you're in. And each one of them sort of has a general genre of music that they play. Like one is a classical music station. It seems to be like an electronica station and like a heavy metal station. And the hit record music seems to be distributed on more than one of those stations, but I'm not sure what's on what station. But of course the 10 songs we did, some of them are in a pretty hard rock, heavy metal style. Some are maybe more in the electronica vibe, you know, so I think some of them are distributed across stations. But as far as I can tell, in order to hear all the songs, you actually have to listen to the station for a long time. It's not like you can just kind of flip around stations, because strangely enough, and this is kind of not a good point for realism in the game, but it seems like whenever you switch from one station to another, all of the other stations pause, or at least from what I've observed so far. And the reason I can say that is that on the classical station, I read on the wiki that there have been, you know, several classical songs, you know, that have been cataloged now that you can listen to on that station. But the only one that I've ever seen it playing is the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto. So it seems like you have to let it play through in order to get to the next song. Otherwise, you'll just never hear the next song. So that means in order to find all these songs, it's not like you can just keep flipping stations. You have to actually just sit and listen to one station until you've heard all the songs. At least That's my guess from what I've observed so far. So I actually left it on the hard rock station, hard rock metal, whatever it is, for a while, because I knew that several of our songs have kind of a hard rock feel, and I was able to hear, let's see which ones, I'm trying to remember the titles now. Welcome to the Revolution was one I definitely heard. I heard, what was the Riot, I think it's just called Riot, that song that we did. And there's a few others I caught. I think I caught one on another station too, because I had another one playing. Yeah, it's strange to not just have the music more just naturally, organically playing on the radio stations, but yeah, it seems like you actually have to roll around and actually play all the music on the station to be able to advance it. But it's different for the other games. Actually, it seems like slightly a step back, you know, not that I want to criticize this game too much, but you know, because I've only been playing it for a few hours, but yeah, it seems like in the first two games it was actually part of the game that you could go around and collect music, you know. It was just kind of one of the little mini games. Well, that didn't work out well. Yeah, it was actually one of the collections that you could go back if you wanted to 100% the game, which that's something I rarely do because I'm not quite that hardcore. I've liked playing these open world adventures just, you know, for fun, casually, really. I like to complete them, but, you know, it's more for the storyline and stuff. Not so much the getting every little detail in the game, although that's fun too sometimes. I do that occasionally if it's a game that I really enjoy. I might go back and really try to do it. I've been sort of trying to 100% Red Dead Redemption 2 because I enjoyed that one so much, but still haven't. It's hard. Some of the last things you have to do are a little ridiculous. But yeah, that was part of the other games, that to unlock songs, you had to hear them around the world. So you could hear it like on the radio playing at a store or in one of the shops, and then you could just collect it, and then you could have it like on your MP3 player, you know, because you're obviously, you know, your character is always carrying around a phone that they use to hack and stuff.
I have reconstructed an AR scene of Angel's examination. You can view it inside the clinic.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know about that as far as any of the music being used situationally. I think with Beyond Good and Evil, whenever that happens to come out, you know, some of the music we created was actually for like the temple in Ganesha City, so it seems like some of that music was actually created to be incidental music actually to a specific location, whereas other music sounds like it would just be stuff that you would hear on the radio in your spaceship or whatever. So I think for Beyond and Good and Evil 2, we at least have a few tracks that were for a separate purpose other than just being on the radio station. But I'm not sure about these ones either. I mean, I guess we'll find out if it happens. Maybe in one of the missions, maybe one of our songs is featured. That'd be interesting. I'll definitely let everybody know if I discover that to be the case. But so far, yeah, I think I've heard half of them. I think I've heard 5. But I just now, not at the moment, remembering exactly which ones it was that I heard. Except for Riot and Welcome to the Revolution. Oh yeah, I heard the one... The Rise Up, Tear Down These Walls. Is that called Sound Off, I think? So I definitely heard that one also. Oh yeah, and this is similar in the second game at least. You had to do a lot of these. Maybe in the first game too. Can't remember now. You had to do a lot of these. Yeah, I think it was both of them actually that you had to do these little kind of imagine like a real hacker actually having to do this, but you know, I guess you can't expect people to really learn how to hack to play this game. But you have to turn these little things, just kind of a little puzzle, to get circuits to complete. And once you get certain circuits to complete, it unlocks them. And then you can click on to unlock, and then you have another little piece that you can use to rotate and get other circuits to unlock. There we go, so got that one unlocked. And then that. is already in position to do this. Yep, there we go. So now, I think I can go through the door. if I know what I'm doing. Alright. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, I love sound off. I don't think I was used in that one. But I tried. I definitely was happy to hear it because it was a cool song.
Let's make a deal, yeah? I know people outside. Maybe I can help you out. Just let me out of here.
Procedures, Mr. Lopez. We'll have you out of here in a minute or two.
Yeah, some of these, the puzzle elements of this game are similar to the other game, so having played the other games, it was kind of easy to just kind of pick up and continue going. But it seems like some of the elements are kind of new, like having this cool drone spider. You did have, in Watch Dogs 2, you had like just a rolling drone that just had like a 2 wheels sort of thing that would roll around, and so that's kind of what the spider is. And you also had a flying drone. I'm wondering if at some point you unlock a flying drone in this game. Yeah, and these little briefcases here, I don't think it's his main story mission stuff, but
Interesting piece of
yeah, it's like another collection thing. Like it looks like there's 3 of those, and I don't know what happens when you get them all. I haven't completed a set of any of those yet, so I don't know. So I don't think this was actually part